Good evening. This is a refinery relocation project. That is what I'm going to be discussing. I'm Rafiq Khadimally, Rick. Uh, I have presented this before, but I'm recording it for another event where it is a lunch and learn that I have to make this presentation. Okay, so this one is about the refinery relocation project, and I have given the 5 phases of project management in this. Okay, and if you look at it, there are a lot of surplus refineries available all around the world. United States and European Union, they are one of the largest sources of foreclosed or recently closed refineries. Okay, refineries or petrochemical. Now, this presentation is good for any kind of a plant, but I have picked up a case study to educate myself as well as my colleagues. Okay, my basic background, I just wanted to tell you, I worked in the refineries and then I worked in the offshore projects. Okay, and now I am consulting. This is my Houston Consulting Group, my own company. Now, listen, imagine that the how many steps are involved in this relocation project. My role is basically the role for a client's engineer. I report to the client. And by the way, there are many available plants in America, surplus, some very low vintage, and only the principals need to get some information from me. That would be better. I directly deal with the clients, and I have sources where the projects could be funded as well. So we are talking about big refineries, 300,000 barrel Philadelphia refinery. That's what I heard is available, and another thing. But the main thing, what I do is I do not pick up a old refinery, okay? Because there's a lot of work, and many times it comes out to be a big issue, equipment changing and all that. The condition of the refineries or the plants is the main thing which needs to be understood. And a lot of, if for example, I'm client's engineer or I'm owner's engineer for some conglomerate in a developing country, they can directly talk to me and I will guide them which plant they have to pick up. There are very many petrochemical plants, there are many power plants, there are, for example, ethanol, ethylene plants as well available. But the main thing is the project management aspect is all the same. Since I worked in the refineries, I previously, then I switched over in offshore projects, and now I'm a consultant. Okay, I work for McDermott. I worked in the refineries. I worked with Jeddah oil refinery in Saudi Arabia, which became Aramco refinery. In US, I was working for La Gloria refinery on their above ground piping project. And then I switched over to offshore projects. Okay, and I work for McDermott. I work for SBM Offshore. I work for Chevron on Angola project. And lastly, LNG project with Bechtel. Okay, so that's my background. So let's look into, I'm going to make the presentation and step by step. Okay, this is available on my LinkedIn and you can download the presentation. Okay, and then couple it up with, you will see all these slides are available. Okay, so I'm going to share the screen with you first. Here it is. Okay, I'm going to make it full size, and here it is. Here it is. Okay, let's talk about it. What we are talking. Petroleum Refinery Relocation Project, 5 phases of project management, a case study and a presentation on a 100,000 barrel refinery. Okay. Now, this is a series of video presentations that I have made. I used to be the interface manager, project interface manager, and I have also in my past presentation is interface management energized concurrent engineering on mega projects. And I also published a book, and I will also convert this into a book, Petroleum Refinery Relocation Project. So that will educate. It is a joint education. I want to be working with the clients basically as a client engineer, or they also call it as owner's engineer. Okay. We will have the EPC company who will relocate, and then it will have to be reinstalled and then put in operation. But see how many steps are involved. Okay, I'll go step by step. Okay, we always go with the safety moment first. And here I have got the safety moment, which is basically talking about the near misses. So if you see that you have got 600 near miss. Near miss is what? For example, you are coming down, descending on a stairway, and you are not holding a handrail and you slipped. Okay, you slipped, and but you are still okay. Nothing happened. Your coffee cup fell down. I call that as a near miss. So you have got 600 kind of those near misses. They attribute to one death. But if you reduce it by 10, then you are talking about 60 near misses is going to give you one serious injury. And if you reduce it again by all what it is, you can avoid. This is the way, if you see, I'm moving the scale down by 10. So you have 6 near misses. They will probably result in just, a few damage to a property. All I am saying is that we ought to be very much serious on near misses. We do not have to take them just for granted. And by the way, I have picked it up from the internet, and I always give the courtesy. It is down below, right here. Next slide is our mission and vision statement. Okay. In all my presentations, I have picked up my mission statement. I will read it out to you. We are dedicated to delivering effective, efficient, respectful, quality, and conforming to health, safety, and environment, the projects with integrity and accountability using both the proven and innovative methods. Okay, and my suggestion to you guys is everyone should have a mission statement made for that. By the same token, you should also have a vision statement. And when you are writing a thesis, when you are having a lunch and learn chat, have that made as a part of your professional career life. Vision statement is to make the world the place of choice to live, work, and grow. Okay. The next one is, what is this about? Abstract and summary. This presentation, I'm just wishing to give you abstract and also a summary. Okay, so basically this is, what is this about? There are the general introduction you have got. We have 3 keywords, which are elements. We have surplus, foreclosed plants, including refinery, petrochems, power and industrial plants. And then we are talking about relocation of to developing countries, and then some pictorial presentations. Okay, and then I have got that the selection of a surplus plant is the key. Many times we are talking about unused surplus, we are talking about recent foreclosures or obsolescence, and they could be due to technological reasons, they were due to operational reasons, legal, economic, or they can't afford the upgrades. Many times a refinery will close down because the EPA has given them a notice for not compliance to the EPA requirements, and they have to upgrade it, and they don't have the funds to do it, and that is one of the reasons that the plant will foreclose. Surplus plants are most economical and picture-perfect solution for developing countries to take advantage of cost and schedule savings. Now, developing countries, some of them cannot afford a brand new refinery, or I mean that costs billions of dollars. Okay, so for them, this is a good economical and picture-perfect solution. Houston Consulting Group, which is me, I offer the project interface management to clients in developing countries with a role of client's engineer. So I'm open to be talking to, but I do not talk to the middleman in between. My preference is to talk to the clients directly. Okay, and by the way, for you guys, for the clients, I have got the sources for project funding as well, and which could be tapped. But you ought to be financially credible that the project loans could be given to you, because there are, and then you should be able to either provide the sovereign guarantee from the government or a bank guarantee from a recognized bank acceptable to the financier. You understand that? Okay. And then we have got the summary. Relocation. USA excels in defect-free project management to clients in selecting suitable plans. The EPCM now, engineering, procurement, and construction management. The project manager is going to be there. Then we will have 3D laser scanning, which is the match marking, dismantling, transportation. FOB is free on board, okay, on any port. Let's say I'm in Houston, so I'm talking about Houston, and then shipping to the port of disembarkation. Operations, training of clients, operator team, contractor for local content. Many countries have got the local contents there. A certain percentage the government has fixed the rules. So we will send from here a team of very experienced people. I call them EPCM, engineering, procurement, construction management, the project manager, safety manager, engineering manager, procurement manager, these kind of people. But then the welders and pipe fitters, foreman, and all those are available in that country. Okay, so that will constitute the local content. Arrange transportation from the port, decorate it, reinstall, start up, operate, and then along with the spares. And OEM is original equipment manufacturer. Extended warranties has got to be given for the relocated plant. Okay, and what a petroleum refinery consists of for relocation project. Let us see that. Okay, so we have got process area, which includes crude distillation tower, crude charge pumps, rundown pumps, vessels, splitters, towers, columns, etc. I just gave an example. They have heat exchangers, fin fan coolers, compressors, structures, various units, reformer, vacuum units, coker, etc. Okay, and then we have control room, and then we have got utilities area, which include boilers, separators. API separator is the way the American Petroleum Institute separator. CPI is corrugated plates separator, okay, and PPI is parallel plates separator, okay. Water treatment plant, desalination units, air compressors, etc. And then this is basically a typical petroleum refinery that it consists of. And then we have got the storage area, tank farm, includes crude oil tanks, crude receiving facility via pipelines or truck, pig receivers, and rundown tanks. Okay, tanks are not relocated. Storage tanks are not relocated. Some places I've heard that they cut along the well line and they stacked the plates, they took it to the developing country. It all became mess. It is better to to build the new tanks in the relocated area. Okay. but it could be discussed. Cost and effectiveness has got to be seen what it is. Okay. And then we are talking about petroleum products, then we sales tanks, LPG, liquefied petroleum gas, and bullets and spheres. Okay, small size storage tanks could be relocated, but large crude oil tank storage tanks, it's not a good idea to cut them on the well. And first of all, you have to gas free them, then you cut the well on the wells and take all those plates there to do it. The experience has shown that it is better to build a new tank farm in the area of relocation. You relocate the refinery, you can save a lot of money, but you need to be negotiating it in the right way. Okay. By the way, some of these pictures I have taken them from the internet, and I have given the courtesy down below if you look at it. Okay. Then I have got. We are talking about sales area. We are talking about the loading arms, petroleum product sales, truck loading facilities, loading arm, and meter provers. These are also part of the offsites of the refinery. We have maintenance workshop, where you have piping mechanical workshop, rotating equipment, pump and compressors workshop, E&I, electrical and instrumentation. CS is control systems shop, and civil workshops. You have got fleet of vehicles, cranes, hauling equipment. And so what needs to be relocated, the decision is made basically. All process equipment is relocated. Large tanks, large storage tanks are not relocated. The project manager reviews pros and cons to decide what will be relocated. Small tanks, spears, and bullets. And so then they generate a list of the relocated equipment. Then we are talking about the plant control system and instruments now. Make sure that all the instruments will be brand new. The entire control system will be according to the most modern lines, that you will be able to operate the facility defect free. There has been lot of relocated refineries, and they ended up in explosions and in catching fire. So do not cut corners. You do follow the HAZOPs. HAZOP is hazard operability analysis. Never ever do that without it. I believe I'm going to be touching that subject here in a short while. So this is a typical refinery which consists of these of the items. And again, some of these pictures on the right hand side, I have picked them from the internet, and I have given the credit to them, the courtesy, and I have pasted their link, basically the web link. Okay, then we are talking about the organization chart. It is a typical organization chart, and I am going to be, I would be the one interviewing the EPCM project manager. Okay, that is going to be the person who is going to do the job, and certainly the is engineering manager, and then I have got leads on one side, and then I have got contractors on the other side. I have client on the top, and look, my position, I am owner's engineer. Okay, I mentioned to you what is my role, either client's engineer or client's or owner's engineer. Then I have the surplus refinery on the left hand side. The client will make negotiations, decide and everything. Me as owner's engineer, I am going to be advising the client which is a better product to be relocated based on a certain analysis of all the equipments, and when the refinery was new, what is its technology, and what is the condition, and why was it closed, what are the reasons, and whether there were some upgrades already due that had to be performed, which were never done. What about the last turnaround, which was done, the list of the items recommended in the last turnaround, and then the refinery closed. So all the documents have got to be picked up, everything. When it gets relocated, you have to have those ones installed along with that, okay? Then I have got the interface management. It is a red dotted line. that I show, but you have got all black lines, which are direct positions. And then if you look at it, now in the first line, you have got all these managers that I was talking about. These are along with the EPCM project manager. They will be going and installing the refinery, but the people underneath them, they are available in those developing countries. Okay. So engineering manager, QA, QC is quality assurance, quality control lead, and HES is health, environment, and safety lead. And then we have controls lead and also the procurement lead. Okay, then I have construction manager. Okay, construction manager will be an expatriate position going from USA or from England, wherever, but in that country, the construction foreman and all those, they are already available there. Then we are talking about the completions lead and then the operations manager. Okay. Operations manager preferably would be the same guy who has been operating this plant for so many years. If he has, after the refinery got foreclosed, maybe he went on fishing, and I need to locate him. I will always recommend to the client to take the operations manager and take the maintenance manager of the refinery who has been there for 2 decades or 3 decades. They are the most experienced people and they ought to be going and operating the refinery relocated. Okay. Now I'm going to complete this by connecting all the dots and then I'm going to be explaining. Okay. So if you look at it, okay. Okay, I'm kind of completing that one. If you look now, it is built up. The interface management has been also done. It starts from the client all the way down to all the disciplines. The first line of managers, and you have seen I propose my position. I am the one who is choosing who would be the EPCM on the multi-bid basis. I will inform the client, make a technical bid evaluation, commercial bid evaluation, negotiate with the EPCM contract, and basically all the contracts which are going to be on clients' letterhead. I am client's engineer. I am owner's engineer. Okay, that is my role in this thing. You got it? Okay, so now you have seen that, okay, there is one more the arrow which came up and which is three-dimensional scanning or which is dismantling group. Okay, so that is also we have to get in touch with the EPCM project manager. The existing refinery will be match marked with 3D scanning and they will be dismantled and it will be transported and it will be installed at the new location with brand new control systems. Now take my advice, you clients, kindly understand what I'm trying to say. This is a part of experience because you people do not have that much of insight when somebody would say, okay, I'm going to relocate the refinery. But if he is going to use the same old instruments or the old control system, that you have to throw it out of the window. Okay, if you go for latest Foxborough, Rosemount, Emerson, okay, the control system is the brain center of any plant. That has got to be completely renewed. The instruments are going to be renewed. Okay, so you negotiate. You are getting all the equipment. Okay, and so you can get that at a very competitive price. I'm addressing to the clients in the third world countries, in the developing country where this project has got to be relocated. I would facilitate you, but you are the main person negotiating the surplus refinery. The rest of this stuff, I will guide you. I will make the analysis for you to show you which is the best, how much it needs to be the price. Okay, you have to get a very major discount there. because you have to then relocate it and then restore it with a new control system. The instrumentation are all going to be renewed completely. Then you will have a defect-free, just like brand new. The only difference is instead of some of the equipment which is in a brand new refinery, this is all new. Your equipment is used or surplus refinery, okay? And but that will match the new conditions as if it is a new refinery build. That is what you have to understand. You may buy a, a surplus refinery, but you will install it using all the techniques, project management, all the steps as if it is a brand new refinery. Then you are safe. You will not have a fire. A lot of fires have happened. When you talk to me, I cannot take the names of some of the refineries where they cause explosions also. Because you don't do hazard operability analysis. Yes. Without that, you never go into operation. Okay. Let us keep on going steps that you are going to be understanding. Okay. All this chat, what I was doing, general knowledge accepted, but to the clients. Yeah, clients need to talk to me directly. I cannot have a lot of middle people talking to me. Yeah, you want a refinery, you want any kind of a plant relocated, I will be your owner's engineer. Okay, I will guide you, advise you all the way from A to Z, from cradle to grave, and I will do most of the above level interface management. But the EPCM, or we will have an interface coordinator who will do the interface management. Okay. And then we are shipping also. Okay, a pictorial now. I made a pictorial on petroleum refinery relocation. Okay, let us pay attention to that. Look on the left hand side, I'm showing a refinery on the left hand side. I'm in US, I'm in Houston area. I have picked up a refinery which is inland. The origin is USA. Refinery at site, laser scanning, match marking, dismantling, crating, and transportation, FOB, free on board to the port of embarkation, E. Okay, blue star. Now, this is, let's say I'm in Houston, refinery is somewhere in Kansas. I just give you an example. It is upland somewhere. It gets relocated, gets created, everything, and in the US, and it is FOB, free on board. It gets, put on the ship. Then we have got shipping via ocean transportation and relocate, add for insurance and freight. So anytime you have FOB, if you add insurance and freight, it becomes CIF, which is called cost of insurance and freight. And that now we are coming on the other side, we have got the developing country, okay? And I'm going to show that D is their port of disembarkation, okay? So we have destination, that is a developing country, refinery shipment, CIF at port of disembarkation, that is the red star. Local transport to relocated refinery at site, they need to decrate it, reinstall it, mechanical completion, then systems completions. These days, pre-commissioning and commissions is called systems completion, around 15 years ago. Okay, they changed it now. And then RFSU. What is RFSU? Ready for startup. And then startup. Then you operate. By the way, we would get the spares, 2 years spares for operating and 2 years capital spares. OEM, original equipment manufacturers warranties. All the pumps, everything, we will, they all need to be getting extended warranties, okay? Train the operators there, maintenance and deliver. You got it? So this is the kind of a presentation that a pictorial on the refinery relocation that I made. Okay. Now, I'm a PMP, project management professional. I follow the PMBOK, which is project management body of knowledge. Okay. And here, if you look at it, and by the way, I picked it up from pmi.org. I take the courtesy of it is registered trademark is there. And the PMBOK project life cycle is basically you initiate, you plan, you execute and control, and you close it. Those are called PMBOK processes. And in the project life cycle, exactly the same way, you have got all of these things. You have the planning, you execute, and you the delivering all of these processes that project life cycle I'm talking about. Okay, and I have picked it up from the pmi.org, and I have given the courtesy down below. Then what are the project management processes? We have got initiation. Okay, we have got planning, and then we have got execution, then we have got monitoring and control, and then we have got a reiteration. If something goes wrong, you go back, and you go back also to planning, and then you show the arrow, backward arrow going in the planning, and you go to the closing. You got it? So you have got 5 steps of project management processes which are from PMBOK. And on the same lines, I have chalked out 5 stages or 5 steps of project management to relocate a refinery. You got it? So this is what is the basis on which my foundation is standing. I every time I look to our mother of project management, which is PMBOK, which is pmi.org, and all PMPs all over the world, they follow the same initiation, planning, execution, monitoring and control, and closing. Okay, then they could apply the same principle on a specific. That's what I have done in this presentation. I have applied it to relocating a refinery to a developing country. And I took the example, I'm sitting in USA, I'm in Houston, the refinery is here in Houston. It was foreclosed maybe 4 or 5 months ago. The client came by, he hired me, that they need a refinery. I help him, I guide him, and from A to Z, all the way, I make the selection of the who is going to be the EPCM project manager, which company is going to be the EPCM company, which company will be picked up in that country, who will be the local content. Okay. Do you think a scaffolding pipe is going to go from America? Do you think a welder is going to, or a pipe fitter is going from America to do the job? No. You will have a PMT, project management team. Those expatriates will go to that developing country. We will have the local content, the local contractors who would be doing, who we will contract with, obviously, very capable, very capable. Yeah, we just cannot take any chance. The job, refinery, is all fire, understand. And I'm again addressing to the clients in the developing countries. Many people say, yes, the refinery can be relocated and it is a piece of the cake. It is not. All what I'm saying is treat it as if it is a brand new refinery being built. The only difference is that the refinery has got some surplus equipment, it was a refinery, it was an operating refinery which got closed because it will have to be sandblasted, painted, the wall thickness is checked for corrosion, well built up, all of those steps will have to be taken. No shortcuts. FAT, factory acceptance test, HAZOP, I'm talking about HAZOP. It is coming in a minute, okay? And again, you see the courtesy down below. I got it from PMI.org. Okay, the so-called petroleum refinery triangle. This is my style, or I would say that this is the one I believe in. That how a refinery which was existing, operating in one place, should then be should that be relocated to another place? That how it will operate. You got it? So let us see that what I have given the idea. Look, a refinery is consists of three things basically. It is a technology, it is EPCM contractor who has installed it, and the operation. Okay, and I give you the example. Technology, you could have UOP technology. Why in one of the refineries I worked, it was UOP refinery. Okay, it was built by who built it? Chiyoda Company of Japan. Who were the operators? Petroleum. Okay, Saudi Arabia. Later on, it became a ramp. Jeddah was refinery I worked. So I gave you a triangle. This is very important. On the left-hand side, red color, it is as if the original refinery. It has the technology, people. It has the EPCM who built it, and it has the operation group who is doing it. The original refinery that will be mirror image to a relocated refinery. And that is what I'm trying to explain. Okay, so let's talk about now, try to understand what this slide is about. The petroleum refinery triangle, I call it, involving technology, EPCM, and operations groups. You got it? So on the left-hand side, let's start from there. Original refinery, a refinery operates safely with extensive coordination within the technology group, the EPCM, and the operator of the original refinery. You got it? That is exactly the same replica that we have to create for the relocated refinery. Similarly, for smooth and safe operation. Again, the clients in the developing world, please understand my word, what I'm saying. Similarly, for a smooth and safe operation, do not go ahead and have it relocated in such a unsafe way that God forbid there is a fire or that you have got an explosion in the refinery. You want to ask me, I will give you the incidents in by country names, but I cannot say it here. I cannot stress more on this one. It's not a piece of a cake. It's not a bed of roses. It's the excellence of project management. You still do all the steps. You are going to enjoy with the refinery as if a brand new refinery is working, because you are never going to cut any corners. You are not making any shortcuts. Now I'm repeating that word here. Similarly, for smooth and safe operation of relocated refinery, they must maintain the same configuration, the, the trioca, the trio, okay, the triangle, with the technology group, the EPCM group, and the operator of the relocated refinery. Now, remember, again, the clients I'm addressing to you, the clients in the developing world. Didn't I say that if I were to relocate a refinery, I am going to pick up the same maintenance manager, the same operations manager. Now, the refinery is closed, let's say in USA for some reason, I gave you the reason. And those folks have gone, they may not get a job, they went maybe fishing. I have to go and tap on their shoulder. I said, sir, I am relocating your refinery to XYZ country. I need you. This is very important thing that I'm telling you. I don't want a Tom, Dick, and Harry operating in the relocated country. You can have the training of your operators. Let them learn and get into the business of it and have all those experiences from operations superintendent, and then they can, if they have in that country a few refineries where we could take an operations manager with it, but still for 6 weeks, 8 weeks, I will have them per diem basis there. The EPCM team will go away when the refinery has been started. but still I will maintain the operations manager and the maintenance manager of the old refinery at the relocated place. Okay, so that was the emphasis. Now I'm talking about project development and execution. These are the 5 phases which I have designed them, which I have evolved them from my background of being a PMP, a project management professional, where I use the initiation, planning, and all the 5 steps that I mentioned to you. You got it? That is exactly the way I'm talking about. Initiation, planning, execution, control and monitoring, and closing. And here they are. Please pay attention to that. You can print, by the way, download it. It is educative to you guys. And by the way, all this chat, I'm doing it for the general public. You're most welcome to send me email and all that, and I am ready to give more clarification. But this is addressed to the clients or the plant owners in the developing countries. And how important it is that you people follow these steps in that way. These are baby steps, I call them. These are careful steps. These are the steps which have got to be taken for a smooth and safe. There is a lot of emphasis on the safety. Petroleum fire is a hell, please understand. Just do not treat it as a joke. Yes. Anybody saying, oh, it's opening it up from, it is dismantling from one place and it is installing and you put crude oil into it and it is going to be giving you, naphtha and petroleum and mid-grade and supreme, gasoline and all those kind of things. It has to be understood. It's not that plain and simple. I have worked 16 years 12 years in one refinery, 2 years back home in Pakistan Refinery Limited, and then 3 years in La Gloria Refinery here in. Okay, I have not been in operation, always been in project management. Okay, doing the maintenance, upgrades, and all that kind of a project. Okay, let us keep on going on this one. Okay, so look what is we are talking about phase by phase. Okay, approach. You on the left hand side, you have concept and initiation, that is phase 1. Phase 2 is feed. What is feed? Feed is front end engineering and design. Then we have phase 3, what is EPCM? You know EPCM from the previous slide, it is engineering, procurement, construction, management. And then phase 4 is system completion. I told you system completion was previously pre-commissioning and commissioning that has been lumped into, we call them system completion. What is FID? Is final investment decision. Right there now, again, I'm addressing it to the clients in the developing world. When the concept and the initiation phase has been done, the order of the magnitudes OME of the budget, which is plus minus 20-25%, has been determined. And me, if I am your owner's engineer, I'm going to guide you that what is the time that then you have the final investment decision. You award the contract, I would do the multiple bidding to get the EPCM contractor decided. Remember one thing, how I have been so much successful in my project life. The reason was I never picked up a Tom, Dick, and Harry company. Yeah, I will always go multiple bidding. I probably never awarded the job to the lowest bidder. First of all, there is a pre-qualification phase in which you evaluate out of, let's say, 15 companies, you decide 5 companies to be invited for the bid. 5 companies has been pre-qualified. When you invite them, you can, or I used to have one, which is called one bid explanation meeting. Previously, a lot of the people would tell me, hold on 1 second. You need to hold it with each one of them separately. I said, what is there to hide? You think they don't know how many bidders are going to be there? Anybody from this is the most false understanding that the bidders don't know how many bidders are invited. So once they are going, any intelligent bidder will first try to find out, and they may find out from their own means how many bidders have been invited, because they want to know what is their chance of being successful. No good company would ever bid it without knowing who are their competitors. Please try to understand that. So let it be open then. I used to be conducting one single bid explanation meeting. I have got questions from all of them. I have prepared their answer and I have distributed to everybody. Even the question never came A, B, C, D, E. E had two questions, B had most of the questions, A did not have, B did not have any question. We combined them, we formulated the response to all the questions and distributed to everybody. You see, you have to treat them equally. Treat the contractors as if they are your own hands because they work for you. Don't try to kill them. Don't try to make their life difficult. It is a partnership that you do. You have, let's say it's an $800 million project. 799 million has been spent. 1 million has not yet been done. Your money is at stake. The refinery will not operate because you were so squeezing and tightening the contractor that you want to, break his back. My success was I always picked up very reliable, very reputable contractors. And then the third party inspectors, I always have them from Brown, in those days, Brown and Root. Now Brown and Root is merged into another company. Okay? I'm talking about those days when Brown Root was there. I would have, South Korean company, Shinhwa, for example, they won the contract, or Toyota, Japanese company, but then I would have the third party inspector coming from, Brown and Root. Okay. And, or Parsons, or maybe Wardley. Well, Wardley Wardley is an Australian company. I'm talking about when Parsons was Parsons. Okay. So these are the things which have got to be understood. And then phase 5 is the delivery. So the bigger circle, the dotted circle, is where the major activities are in these phases. Okay. So FID is final investment decision. Right there, you're going to buy the refinery. Then the same company which I have chosen to be, and by the way, I will be working with the client hand in hand. When we are narrowing down 5 companies, pre-qualifying them to be invited for the bid, the clients will play equal role when we are talking so together, just as one team. After all, my position is going to be client's engineer. Okay, I'm owner's engineer. And we would say, let's award the contract to this EPCM company. He could say, let's give it to another one. And I have an argument on that one. Okay, the same thing. And then it will always be on the merits. So we review it, and sometimes I say, yeah, okay, that company is equally good. Let's award the contract to them. You have to see their past experience, how they are financially a stable company. You are not just giving the contract because, first of all, I will not pre-qualify them and bring them in the list of pre-qualified. Yeah. So 5 companies, let's say, I'm giving an example. Out of 15, we pre-qualified 5 to whom we are going to be inviting for the bid. Those 5 companies better be all doing the job. That is a true statement, yes. But then, out of those 5, you are picking up the best company, because you will see how they have how they have bid their jobs. You have some lowest, you have another lowest, okay, and then you make the technical bid evaluation and then the commercial bid evaluation. You combine the two together, make the cost benefit analysis, and just present it to the client. I, as an engineer, client's engineer, I have given the whole narrative in 11 by 17. I made a presentation to the board and I'm telling them company A, B, C, D, E were invited. This is what they have given us. And our recommendation is for, you can pick up maybe two, any of the two. If I would say to them and they will trust in me that any of the two, then obviously we can then decide who has got a lower relatively between those two. But anyone who's trying to lowball, another thing also happens. Lowball means, to quote, a very low price. Sometimes some company want to get a job. What they will do, they will lowball it, and then they will create problems for you. They're looking for change order every time. You know, you will go to litigation, you will go to arbitration and all those things. This is the reason that I was trying to convince you, the clients in the developing world, that you go and pick up reliable contractors to do the job and treat them as if they are your hands. That's the way I have treated them. Okay, let's keep on going. Okay, so review from concept and initiation to feed to EPCM and installation and the mechanical completion, then systems completion involving pre-commissioning and commissioning, ready for startup, then operations and startup and project delivery. And while the concurrent engineering is ongoing and saving man hours and schedules. Why I'm saying concurrent engineering here? Someone who is relocating a refinery, he would say, well, it is already engineered, Rafiq. Why you are re-engineering it? Now, please understand one thing, and again, I'm addressing it to the clients. A relocation is the best time when you could upgrade a refinery. Let's say your requirement is, it is 30,000, the crude unit is, let's say 35,000 barrel. You say we would like to have another crude unit, 30,000 unit. This is the best time because by the time it will be relocated, we could order another refinery surplus and mesh it up. That is why we need the engineering for it. We do need engineering. You will have to do the high sys. You will have to do the process study. You do all of that one. Revise the PNIDs, process and instrumentation diagrams, or MFDs, the mechanical flow diagram. PFDs, the process flow diagrams, the equipment list, the line list, cause and effects, and all that. Treat it as a new project. One more thing I want to tell you. Maybe there was a last turnaround, and in that turnaround, there was a lot of recommendations made. I want to grab that piece of a paper. Yeah, I don't want to close my eyes to it because the inspector had said, for example, that this line, which is a 16-inch insulated line, whenever he made the exploratory cut there to take the UT readings, that pipe was showing metal loss. And now the refinery is, let's say, close for 1.5 years. Some more corrosion might have happened. So you would need to look at it. Okay? This is important. And many other things which come in the last turnaround report. By the way, my presentation is on turnarounds as well. Okay, how to build up the scope for the next turnaround. A turnaround is, by the way, for those people who is not talking, who are not understanding turnaround. In a refinery, when you do the full maintenance, that is called turnaround. You close it, it is day and night. It is like hell, I say. Okay, it's 24/7. Yeah, everybody works there. Okay, it's 2 shifts, 12-hour shift. Yes, because the refinery is closed. There's no production from the business and marketing people, they say, oh my God, the refinery is closed. We are not producing anything. Hurry up. So normally it is 3 weeks, 3.5 weeks, 22 days, 21 days. Okay. My role used to be I will do the maintenance projects during turnaround. Was I a turnaround superintendent? No. I was a project engineer in the refinery. And at that time, I would report to the turnaround superintendent because they would give me, I would close all my other projects in the refinery, maintenance or upgrades, and we will concentrate on turnarounds. And during turnaround, they have a certain maintenance crew. And they will not be able to do the retubing of a heater. They are extensive major maintenance projects. They will give it to me to manage them, and I will get it done with very certified contractors. Okay, so that is the important thing. That is the best time when you are relocating it, that you do all the projects together. That is why I'm talking about engineering. You are going to re-engineer the refinery to make sure that there are lot many things, lot many drawings are not upgraded. That's the best time to upgrade the drawings. They installed a probe, a thermowell or something. It is not shown on the drawing. When we are reinstalling it, the refinery, we found another thermowell there. We are going to add it in the drawing. You understood it now? Let's keep on going. Okay. Then I have a mechanical completion is between EPCM and systems completion. Okay. When the mechanically it is complete, then starts the pre-commissioning and commissioning phase. And that is what is the whole thing. Now let's go itemized one by one. Concept and initiation, review all documentation, plant capacity, process equipment, previous turnaround reports, any planned plant upgrades, potentials to incorporate new technology, finalize bill of quantities, originate OME, order of the magnitude estimate, finalize BOD, basis of design. Yeah, revise it. Revise and finalize it. Feasibility report, make a feasibility report. Generate proposal for FID, final investment decision approved. Got it? And that is what it is now. Next one is front-end engineering and design. After FID approval, initiate FEED. Full and detailed review all documentation, review crude oil composition, revise HYSYS analysis as needed, heat and material balance, revise process narrative, revise to cater plant capacity, if upgrades, revise PFDs, MFDs. MFDs, as I mentioned, are also called PNIDs, equipment list, line list, cause and effects, freeze design at this time. Why? Conduct HAZOP. HAZOP is hazard operability analysis for EPCM phase. Okay? Call this as F, FEED. Okay, next step is EPCM. After FEED, the EPC manager to award all contracts via multiple bidding procedure. Now, I have gone up to the extent to help the client that I have picked up the EPCM company and also the EPCM project manager, who is God now. So we sculpture the God, who is the EPCM manager. Okay, and I am along with the client. I'm the advisor to the client. I'm client's engineer. I'm owner's engineer. Understand, I am not the project manager for the relocation. That is the EPCM company. And then a project manager has got to be hired, or if they have it, I will interview along with the client. That is the most important position. And he is then going to be giving the different contracts after he has been selected. Now I'm going to read it again. After FEED, the EPCM project manager to award all contracts via multiple bidding. We are not giving single source contracts. We don't have that terminology in our dictionary. Understand that, please. Multi-bidding. Even you have a preference for a company X to give a job. Very good. You are the owner. You can give it to anybody X, Y, and Z. but don't give it to Tom, Dick, and Harry, who cannot do the job. So when it is going to be multi-bidding, you have bids there in front of you, and you can compare and negotiate it. Okay? Procedure for detail engineering, procurement, construction, and installation to respective local contractors and supervised via PMT. What is PMT? Project Management Team. The execution of refinery relocation project. Generate AFC drawings. What is AFC? Okay, approved for construction drawings, detailed drawings, and shop drawings. Many times you cannot build based on AFC drawing. You have to make a shop drawing because how the material lengths are there, or the sheet, plate sheets, and all that. Perform QA, QC procedures, quality assurance and quality control procedures, HES practices, health, environment, and safety practices on construction and installation as laid down in detailed specification, and achieve what? Mechanical completion. And let's call it as EPM. Okay? Then we are going to now phase 4. System completion. After mechanical completion is achieved, initiate system completion with pre-com, which is pre-commissioning, and commissioning of all systems, equipment, control system. What is FACT? Factory acceptance test. What is FACT? Site acceptance test. And to achieve RFSU, ready for startup status and startup as planned with operations group. Operations group have got to be involved day one. You saw the organization chart? All these positions, they all are there. They are involved in every weekly meeting, every monthly meeting. They are copied on every document. And I mentioned down below, the concurrent engineering is ongoing and ongoing because there is a feedback to it. You might like to revise some drawings. Okay? So call that as S. Then we are talking about delivery and handover. Plant startup with operations group. Remember who I recommended for the operations group. The same operations manager who went fishing. I have to find out where he is. Yeah, sometimes these cowboys, they go on a Lake Livingston. Oh, Rick, by the way, they sometimes call me Rick here, my nickname. When the refinery was closed, you know, he left to do, he went to Livingston Lake and he is fishing. And I have to go and find out where that operations manager is. And I'm seeing that he has put his stake into the water. And the guys tell me, okay, he was the project manager. And I said, sir, and I tap on his back. I said, sir, I have come to take you. Oh, where? Well, we are relocating the refinery which you operated for 20 years. Oh, I am fishing. But sir, will pay you very good. And we don't want any accident. We wanted an accident-free and highly professional relocation of a refinery in a developing country. So we are going to take you. Okay. That is the way. Maintenance manager as well. He knows the ins and out of the whole refinery, the way the operations manager knows and you connect with him, the local operations superintendent, who will be the future operations manager. Same way, the future maintenance manager. But let this maintenance manager train him and guide him. These two positions could be on per diem basis, from airport to airport. Okay, all expenses found. Put them on a per diem basis, they should be happy. I'm going to guide the clients, the owners of the plant, those who are conglomerates, those who are multimillionaires, those who are the ones who want this refinery to be relocated. You got it? Yeah. Now I'm going to read it out to you. Okay, plant startup with operations group, ongoing training of operators and maintenance teams, workshop for mechanical piping, stationary equipment, rotating equipment for pumps and compressors, E&I, electrical and instrumentation, control systems, civil works, fleet of vehicles, plant turnaround management, routine plant and emergency turnaround. Now, turnaround management is very important. As I mentioned, you have a routine turnaround, you have a planned turnaround, and you have an emergency turnaround. By the way, my previous presentations on turnarounds are there on my LinkedIn page or my YouTube channel. You can always review it. If you don't find it, let me know. I'm going to forward. Utilities, chemicals, operating and capital spares, as built and full documentation and delivery. And still the concurrent engineering is going on, saving man hours and schedule. And call this as D, the delivery, phase 5. Now, then we have got apply this, which is value engineering and lessons learned. Now, continue this process in a nice project management way, then you will have lessons learned. Each of the group will, whatever the lessons they are learning, they are going to jot it down along with them. Okay? And value engineering, apply this overarching and ongoing phenomenon. This is value engineering, VE, based on constructability and lessons learned from previous projects and captured continuously at every stage of engineering. So apply them. And still concurrent engineering is going on, saving man hours and schedule, and call it. Now look on what is happening. Now I've got five. I have got 5 activities. Okay. Value engineering being one extra. Look at it, how we are going to plot them. I'm plotting them as if they are the circles of Olympics because they all overlap with each other. C was concept, you remember that? Between C and F, which is the field, we have FID, remember that? Which is a final investment decision. Then we have got E, which is EPCM. Then I have got S, which is systems completion. Then I have got delivery. And I have now overarching R, which is of value engineering and constructability and lessons learned. So on a full blown project, it looks like an Olympiad of project management. Olympic has 5 circles, 5 continents, as this is exactly, I just gave that as a simile of that. I have mechanical completion. The project interface management is occurring in each phase with value engineering and constructability concepts coupled with previous lessons learned LLs and depending upon the nature of projects. Okay, so this is the way you are going to be doing it. Then about the presenter, myself, I'm very humble. This is my presentation. My website is there, my LinkedIn page, my phone number, my email address, and this is, you can always go ahead and you have any questions, you can upload them on the website and you will know it. Okay, this one I'm going to upload it. Now let me come myself. I'm going to stop the share and I'm here now. Okay, this is going to be uploaded on my LinkedIn page. The presentation is already there, so you can download it. I have a previous video which I made at another occasion, which was, I believe, in short, but this is a bit in detail. And this will also be uploaded on my YouTube channel, Rafiq Khadimally PMP. Okay, I will say good night to you guys. Thank you very much. And I'm going to close this one now.